Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to be taking my 36-gallon bow front corner aquarium and turning it from this kind of fake plant, kind of tropical, colorful theme into a more natural planted aquarium. So I went ahead and got a few supplies for this. I have some stone right here. This actually is from Carib Sea, so thank you for that. This is some of their dragon stone and mountain stone. Then also I went ahead and bought some Eco Complete, which is basically just planted aquarium substrate. Really great, really happy about that stuff. 2 bags of that, 20 pounds each. And then also on Amazon, when I was buying that stuff, I bought a big thing of spider wood, which I plan to kind of work into the scape somehow. And then we also got a brand new planted aquarium light, which is right down there. And then in addition to this, I went ahead and picked up a whole bunch of live plants. I don't have that many at the moment, but we'll go ahead and obviously get more down the road. This is just to kind of start us out. So I'm going to go ahead and start by going up to the tank. I'm going to go ahead and unplug the canister filter and the heater, and then just start draining the water. Then I'm going to go ahead and start catching out some of the fish. I'll get them into like a 5-gallon bucket with an air pump in the meantime while the tank drains. And then we'll go ahead and start switching some stuff over. So we'll start first right here with the light. Now this is the Current USA Satellite Plus Pro 18-inch light. If you remember from one of my saltwater videos, Current USA actually hooked me up with all that product as well. So when I let them know I was going to be redoing a freshwater tank, they went ahead and hooked it up with their top-of-the-line freshwater aquarium light. Now, like I said, this is the Satellite Plus Pro, which boasts a lot of new features over the original Satellite. It has way better customization. You can customize everything from the lighting temperature to the lighting cycle, and it boasts improved plant growth over previous models. So this is the top of the line. I'll go ahead and show you everything that comes in the box first. So this is their smallest model. This is the 18-inch right here. Now, the reason I have the 18-inch and not a bigger one is because the little lid on that size tank I have is only about 22, 24 inches wide. So this one will fit perfect over it. First thing we have right here are the mounting brackets. These are what will actually hold the light to the aquarium. I'll show you installing these later. Next up, we just have this little white box right here. We'll get to that in a second, as well as the instructions. The mounting bracket, I believe, for the controller. Another little box, and then the light itself. So here's everything you get in the box. You obviously get the light itself, which I'll go ahead and post a picture of the specs up right now so you can see all the specs of this light in detail. You also get the power supply, the remote, a remote battery, a mounting bracket for the controller, and the controller itself, which is this guy right here. This remote right here, as well as the controller, is what will allow you to do things like obviously turn the light on and off, set the timer for the light so it comes on at the same time every day, as well as set up things like your moonlight phase, or little weather patterns like a storm or a sunrise or things in that nature. The Satellite Plus Pro is a 24-hour light, meaning that it has a 24-hour timer built into that little controller right there, meaning at certain times the light will go ahead and ramp up into full photo period, and then later at your select time it will go ahead and ramp back down into a maybe more moonlight. I'll go ahead and show you that obviously all in detail when it's actually on the tank, but this is just a quick unboxing for it. So I went ahead and started off basically by draining the tank, just getting some water out of the way. At the same time, I went ahead and removed the glass top and the plastic little trim piece covering the top of the tank, and went ahead and soaked it in vinegar to get some of the hard water stains off. Then I went ahead and just filled up a 5-gallon bucket with tank water, went ahead and just netted all the fish into that, threw an air pump in there so they'd be good to go. Now all the gravel, as you can see, is out of the aquarium, right? Now all we have to do is basically just place the new stuff in the tank. Is dumping bags of Eco Complete in there. Then I went ahead and placed the driftwood and the stones kind of where I liked them. Then I went ahead and started just sticking plants everywhere I found open space. All right, so I went ahead and placed the rocks in the driftwood. You can't really see it right now because the water's a little murky, but then I went ahead and placed all my plants kind of around that kind of scape. I got all my plants from my local Petco, and then if they weren't from Petco, they were just cutting some plants I already had. Here's the layout of the scape. Obviously it's terrible right now because there's no light, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep filling it up. Once it's full, I'll go ahead and turn filtration on, get the fish in here by just putting them in basically. I filled it up with the same temperature water as they were in, so we should be good to go. Go ahead and get the fish in, then I'll come back to you when we're setting up the light. And here is the completely done new planted aquarium. So like I mentioned, this is the 36-gallon bow front aquarium, but it's shaped like a triangle kind of to like fit in the corner. Anyway, so the setup we have is obviously that Carib Sea mountain and dragonstone kind of spread out throughout, as well as that large piece of driftwood in the middle, and then a whole bunch of plants just spread throughout. I went ahead and soaked the driftwood for a few hours just to try to get any tannins out. It really didn't produce that many, so I'm hoping it won't produce a crazy amount in here. But it sank right away, so it's doing just fine, as you can see here. As for the plants, we just have some swords, some crypts, some micro swords, and some anubias. Pretty basic plants. There's also a moss ball. And then as for stocking, we just have some normal fish. There's some danios, there's some tetras, there's that big angelfish right there, as well as the blood parrot. I might be moving the blood parrot to a different tank just because I don't want him messing with the decor too much, and I know blood parrots like to kind of move things around. Here is that new light from Current USA. As you can see, it's extremely thin set up on the tank, but it really brightens this tank up. Obviously it will look even better when the tank's clear. I went ahead and mounted the controller for that light right down here in my aquarium stand. You can't see it because it's pretty hidden. So that's pretty much it for the scape of the aquarium. I really liked how I was able to kind of put plants inside of the rocks on some of these Carib Sea rocks, like this one right here, and I was able to put some Java moss right there. I really like how the scape came together, and I'm sure it'll just fill itself in over time. As for the light, it was super easy to program. Basically, all you have to do is press the set clock button. Go ahead and use these two buttons right here to set your time. Once that's done, you click the on time button. Go ahead and use these two plus and minus buttons to choose what time you want the light to turn on. Same exact thing for when you want the light to turn off. It automatically has a 15-minute ramp up to sunrise and ramp down for the nighttime mode. And it also has that nighttime mode, which is their moonlight right here. I just have it turned off, but you can go ahead and turn it on if you want. Then you also have some preset modes like this moon mode right here, which if I press that, it will put it into this kind of darker blue mode. There's also things like thunderstorm, like that. And all those modes match up with the saltwater light I've talked about in the past. So if you want to see even more features, you can go ahead and look at my saltwater video. It's basically the exact same light with the exact same settings almost, just for saltwater. In case you're wondering, the light setting I'm using right now is the full spectrum, which is this one right here, which is basically all the color channels maxed, except I brought down the blue 10%. So I got these at 100% and then the blue at 90%. To create a nice look in this planted tank. The light was extremely easy to set up and makes the tank look amazing. I would highly recommend it if you're setting up a planted tank. It is Current USA's #1 light they sell for plants, top of the line. Also, I went ahead and added an air stone in the back because I've read in a few spots that adding an air stone to your planted aquarium is actually one of the better things you could do for it. So I went ahead and just threw it in there just in case. As for fertilizer, I'm using currently Seacam Flourish, but I might change that to a different one over time. That's just what I have at the moment. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and give this tank a few days to go ahead and clear up. Go ahead and add some bacteria supplement, make sure the fish are doing good, and then I'll come close off the video. So here's the tank the next day. It's cleared up pretty much almost completely, and that is pretty much it for this video. The tank's looking a lot better than it did. It looks a lot more natural, obviously, but that is it for this video. I'll go ahead and leave links to Carib Sea as well as Current USA down in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Good